How would you like your tea?
A hint of citrus, along with floral notes, yes? More than one variety, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure, whatever.
Brings to mind the blossoms often found during the warmer months.
Ma'am,
Taken all
this is a
together, the
Timmy's.
scent is most pleasing.
Okay, coffee double.
Hurry up and die.
Time for the queen of tea herself, Celine. I wasn't really initially planning on using Celine on my last playthrough just because my Mage Knight Anna became a dodge tank and I didn't really need bondage shield to solo whole lanes of enemies with Anna, so I quickly had to find another mage one rounder for my bondage shield comp. First of all, let's talk about her personal skill, Gentle Flower. So Gentle Flower is a very good skill which scales very well from early to late game. This basically means that whatever items you use, healing items you use, it would give them 50% more potency than what they normally would do. So your vulnerary would be healing for 27 HP and your elixir will be healing for 45 HP, which is very useful in order to quick heal off your units and at those like early game, mid game, and late game. So early game 27 HP would be most of your units HP anyway. Same with elixir once you reach mid game to late game. And her other skill, which is Ignis. Ignis is is a casino ability which allows her to one round most enemy units mid game to late game. It triggers off of her dex and it basically gives like more damage depending if she's doing a physical or magic damage or vice versa, which would add half of her strength or magic damage. So for example, this one right now, her dex is capped at 27, so that means that 1 out of 4 chances she will be proccing Ignis. I mainly made her a magic unit with 11 sword, so this would mean with the 29 strength she would actually be doing 14 more damage on top of what on top of her 32 magic, so she would be doing 46 in total. Just for reference, my Mage Knight Anna at max level, a capped magic stat is at 41, so that means she when she procs Ignis, she would be doing 5 more damage and average magic growth. She can pretty much one round most enemy units like these. I think this is like a Great Knight or whatever, right? And for example, this Mage Knight. Now I can't one round this Mage Knight with 11 sword, but if I give her a physical weapon, she's gonna be able to one round it as well because she has very decent strength growth. I think her strength growth is actually better than her magic growth. Now for other skill inherits, let's talk about fixing her stats first. Now, Celine has a very, I wouldn't really say good speed growth. I think with her personal skill, personal class Vidam, she only has like 45% speed growth in total. So I needed to fix that because towards mid game to late game, she had issues doubling enemy units. So that's why I gave her speed plus from Lin. Now, if you have DLC and you have more SP books, you can actually get speed plus or res from Camilla as well, but I didn't really have as much SP books, so that's why I only went for Lin. And I also gave her Camilla emblem ring as well. So Camilla emblem ring for 11 sword. Now the reason why I gave her 11 sword instead of her Bolganun as her main weapon is that Bolganun actually only has 3 more might than 11 sword and costs more to upgrade as well. So just for reference, Bolganone would need a total of 26 silver in order to fully upgrade to +5, whereas 11 sword only needs 150 iron, 50 steel, and 5 silver. Or in terms of silver, if you want to convert it, that means a total of 13 silver to get a 11 sword +5. Long story short, one fully upgraded Bolganone would cost you 2 fully upgraded 11 swords, which in Maddening, wherein resources are very limited because there's not enough skirmishes around the map to farm ingots from your dog farm. I would say that is because more like silver ingots is needed to upgrade more endgame weapons. And since Bolganone is only 3 more might than 11 sword, that actually means you only really need to inherit sword power +2 in order to like overtake Volganon in terms of damage, because sword power level 2 gives +4 more attack, whereas Volganon only has 3 more base might than Levin sword. Aside from speed, like I feel like she really needs sword power for her to be viable endgame, because of her average magic growth, she's not really going to be able to one round most enemy units if she doesn't have sword power. And what this means is that she's not only relying on Ignis, but she's gonna have like 10 more damage that she's gonna be doing towards endgame units, which would normally be enough to kill them. Now let's talk about Camilla as an emblem pair. I mainly paired her with Camilla to fix her speed, since it gives +5 speed and also has access to a flying mage unit. While engage, sword gives access to flying and also gives +2 movement, which helps her give her more mobility. Dragon Vein is kind of like a weird skill. It's basically like a worse skill than Corrin, wherein you basically poop out the fire, which damages you unless you have Detoxify or while you're engaged. And her Dark Inferno is also kind of weird, since it's like a weird checkered pattern, but it does have its use cases, especially if you hit more than 3 or 4 units, since you're also able to proc Ignis with it as well. Overall, Celine's not a bad unit, I would say. She's not a hard carry, but she carries herself well till late game with the right skill inherit and emblem pairing. Honestly, I think that Ivy is actually a better unit in game, because mainly number 1, she's already like a flying unit, and 2, I find like Ivy's Grasping Void is better than Ignis, since it enables her to one round enemy mages more consistently. But she is a viable unit to use for Maddening, and you can actually get her earlier as well, which means you can abuse Star Sphere on her too. That's my review for Celine, and hope you guys liked it.